Today I am going to be doing a bit of a make with me, which could be a complete disaster because it's also an experiment. I've been working on some ideas for my slightly spooky release. And this one is going to be a, sounds gross, probably is, I guess, a bloody dagger with a little bit of extra pizzazz to it. God, it's a silly word. I will apologise in advance. It's really windy outside here today, so hopefully the sound of the wind is not too, doesn't interrupt too much. Anyway, so drawings. I am not an artist by any means, so a couple of other ideas I've got, but this one is the dagger / knife idea, and I'm looking to do hanging droplets of blood in a translucent red. So like I said, this is an experiment, so we'll see how it goes. Could be a complete disaster, but you never know until you know. So I've got some clay that I'm going to be working with the colors. So I've got a brown here for the handle. What is it? Sculpey 3 in hazelnut. I've got some silver. This is Sculpey Primo. I'm not sure of the exact name because it's from a sample pack. Same with the red. It's a pretty deep red. But that's going to be mixed with the Sculpey Primo or the Sculpey Accents. I don't know, whatever it is. The translucent. To give a red translucent effect. So handle, knife blade, blood, and then the blood on the actual dagger knife blade area, I'm thinking I will paint on using just acrylic paint and see how that goes. Then some little extra detail, maybe with some paint as well, just some little silver dots to show, I guess, the screws, bolts that go through the handle. Anyway, it's going to be pretty freehand because obviously I don't have a knife cutter, especially not in the size that I'm wanting. So let's see how this goes. This is Sculpey 3, so it's really, really soft. Let's get things clean first. So what I've been doing with this slightly spooky series so far, for these ones that kind of you don't know how they're going to go, I've been doing a bit of a experiment prototype version, seeing how it goes and then finessing it from there. I've been really enjoying working on this series. So the slightly spooky series, for anybody who doesn't follow me on Instagram, go ahead, go follow me there, is a set of, or a series of earrings where they're obviously Halloween themed, but just a little, like, not overtly Halloween themed, so that they can be worn any time of the year, which I think is pretty important. You don't want to be spending money on earrings that you only get to wear for like 1 week of the year. So well, you can, but I'm all about getting more bang for your buck, more wear out of the things that you love. Alright, so really quick handle there. That clanging before was me getting out my little bucket of tools. Alright, so let's see how we go with the blade here. So the other part of these experiments is that often I'm not good with is like perspective, or like getting the right, I don't know what the word is for it, but so I guess the example here is not having a massive blade. in comparison to the handle. And sometimes, particularly when I'm doing anything that's like humans, human bodies, oh, gosh, I've had some real disasters where I've ended up with some really wacky looking people. So what is the word for that? It's not perspective. Who knows? It'll come to me probably 3 o'clock in the morning, like most thoughts. All right, so see, like that, that's probably bigger blade than I was intending, but I'm going to chop the end off it anyway, of both, to get them to go together. So we'll see how that goes. I want that to be pointier. Needs to be quite flat on the end there. We'll bring that down a fair bit. Let's see. Oh, cute. Right. So I want to keep that kind of detail at the end. Okay, so teeny tiny little dagger looking guy there. Let's see. Just try this out. See how it goes. Oh, we need to be a bit more. That was not my butt. That was my squeaky chair. Just putting it out there. Okay. Does anybody else hold their breath when they're doing like fine detail? Just me? I don't hold my breath a whole lot. Cute. Okay, so like I said, the blood on the blade will be I'm trying to get like the, you know, on the knife where there's like the indent. Yeah, I have to freehand that bit. These will be hard to get like too matching, but that's all right. We'll work on that later. Okay, detail. Boop, boop, boop. I'll fill that in with silver later. And so there's a little dagger itself. Let's get closer. So like I said, it's a pretty quick effort because this is just to see how it all comes together. I will finesse it later. Let's mix up some red with some of the translucent. See how we go with some blood drops. I find it hard to work with translucent, not just because it's really hard to condition, but because you never really know what it's going to look like until it's baked. So you can but hope for the best, really. So in terms of how these hang, I'm thinking they'll probably hang, I'll probably put a hole through this part here, and there'll be little dangles on, are they hook earrings? Fish hook earrings? Who knows what they're called? The ones that go whoop, like that. And then put another hole in the bottom of the blade. Not too close because I lost a decent chunk of a set of star earrings that had a star component yesterday because I put the hole too close to the end of the point and it just snapped right through. Maybe it's because I like pre-poked the hole but then had to drill it after. Yeah, it was a bit of that in the position of it. who knows how this is going to turn out. I think I've added too much red. I'm going to go in with a bit more translucent. Well, that is a pretty red. This is definitely my favourite red. I have strong preferences around colour. Like the lighter reds, not really my thing, but a nice rich red, I do like that. More of a green person, really. Greens and blues, the cool colours. Not such a warm colour person. Okay. This is actually conditioning quite nicely today. I think it's because I've previously worked that translucent clay, so that's helping. I'm just going to have to trust that this is going to be okay. It does look a bit lighter now, so hopefully that means that it'll come out translucent. Plus it's going to be quite thin little pieces of it in the end. So, get a bit of that. How many drippy drops to have? I think 2 is going to be good. They're going to have to be quite small. Fiddly stuff now, people, fiddly stuff. Too big. Pinch, pinch, poke, poke. That wind, seriously. It's actually quite a pity because the weather itself isn't too bad today. Like the temperature is quite good today. So it's a bit of a bummer that it's so windy. Ooh, I don't know about that one. I don't know how I'll go getting a jump ring through that. Let's see. Anyway, needle tool. Get that through there. You know what? It could be okay. It'll be a very fine, fine drill bit that I'll put through it. And then this guy. Too close to the end there. I'm hoping I'll be able to get away with 4mm jump rings, which makes me think I don't actually have any 4mm gold ones. I was thinking gold for these, but I don't know. Actually, the blade's silver, so I should be able to get away with silver jump rings. And plus the detail on the handle will be silver. Okay, right, so doo-doo, doo-doo, doo-doo. And I'm wondering if there'll be a link between them to make them dangle a little bit more. That all remains to be seen. Anyway, so there we've got one. Should I do a second one? Just so we've got a little wee set. What I've been doing with like the prototypes is just putting them aside for myself to wear. It's less pressure and sending them out into the world where people might not be so happy with the finished product. Alright, so yeah, remembering to go in reverse, my friend, into reverse. So these will probably not be a whole bunch of these because they're a bit more, although that said, that came together pretty quickly, didn't it? But throwing them around now. Okay. Perfect match. Might try again. A little bit more on it because I've got to cut some off the end anyway. So I have been absolutely loving seeing all the other kind of Halloween inspired creations that people are coming up with for this year. So many really creative people out there. I don't know, I struggle with creativity. Like I have these moments of like, oh yeah, that's a cool thing I could do. But then just in general, creativity is not generally my strong point. Oh, neither is spatial awareness. Geez, come on. Which way does that need to go to be in reverse? That way. Yes, that way. Right. Good job. Yeah. Spatial awareness, not my strong point. That doesn't want to stay still. Okay, chop the ends off that. Get that a bit pointier. So today's video is coming to you from my exciting new camera stand. It's quite funny. For my last couple of videos, to get the overhead shot, one night I said to my husband, I want to do an overhead shot video. What have we got in the house that I can make use of to do that? And we ended up getting out the ironing board, which has not been used for ironing for quite some time, and rigging up on the bottom mechanism some craft rope, like some macrame rope to wrap around the bit underneath the board, to then be kind of like a cradle for my phone to sit in, and so I filmed it that way, which, I mean, compared to the compared to this little dainty little stand I've got, it was quite bulky. Really took over the space. Had to work around it to try and grab things from here and there. Got the job done. But this is much better. There's no legs in my way or anything like that. It's great. Very handy. All right, number 2. And some more little blood drops. One of the first clay creations I made when I started playing with clay again was a little blood drop for my sister-in-law. It was originally going to be a keyring. She wears it as a necklace now, that has her blood type on it. She's pretty practical, so she wanted to have something so that if for any reason she was in a medical emergency, there'd be details of her blood type close by or on hand. So it was very cute. It was very practical too. So it served 2 purposes, which I like. I'll insert a picture of it here. Well, here, wherever. It'll be on the screen. Alrighty. So 2 little daggers. Pretty happy with that. I'm going to get my oven preheating, and then I will come back when they are all cooked, and I will do some painting of the blood on the blade. Cool. All right. See you soon. Okie dokie. Daggers are all painted up. So now we're going to have a go at painting on a little bit of blood. Or in this case, just red acrylic paint. So it's not a fancy, oh yeah, no, it's not fancy. Just one I found in my craft cupboard. See how we go here. So the little blood droplets didn't turn out, yeah, I put too much red in. So they're not, I mean, they are more translucent than if it was just the red. And I quite like the effect, so I'm going to stick with that. Let's see how we go. I want it to be quite thick. And I know that down the bottom it's going to be all red. So I'm just going to get the bottom done. Or even in frame there. So the good thing about being a hobby hopper like me is that I have things like acrylic paint just hanging around waiting for the next craft project. So yeah, that's the thing, if you're going to hop hobbies like me, choose the ones where you can incorporate the tools from that hobby into something else. I guess you don't really plan that, do you? So another way to do it is to choose the hobbies where the implements or the resources don't actually go bad, like paint. I'm wondering if I got some black and just painted in those lines. Plus I want to find my silver to do the little, to fill the little holes. So bear with me. Okay, so now I've got black and silver. So let's just see here. Eek. Maybe I should have done the black first. Never mind. Alright. This is where I could completely ruin it. I've got the shakiest hands. So I just have to remind myself that this is just an attempt. So if it turns out terribly, I'll just know not to put the line on for the next one. Okay. Worst thing about painting, having to clean the brush. Let's just see. It's not the best cleaning method, everybody. Just for future reference. It's the lazy method. Gets the job done, folks. Gets the job done. Let's see about this silver. Come over here. At least the paint's drying nice and quickly. So that will mean that I can get findings on quickly. I did the ghosties that you might have seen, the reversible ghosties, last night, and putting the findings on those because I had to pull out the eye pins and glue them and reinsert them, and then I was also doing the studs. Ooh, leave it sitting. It felt like it took forever. That said, the findings is not always my favourite part, so it probably felt longer because I don't enjoy doing it so much. Oh, you know what it was? Actually, there was the Fallen Stars ones, and I had like a chain. Oh, second one was better. I had a chain that was that I needed to separate into just like 3 links, and it was tiny chain. So wrangling the 2 pairs of pliers to pull it apart and then trying to put it back together. Oh, what a nightmare. Anyway, there we go. There's the paintwork on the little daggers. I quite like that. I wouldn't like it if the blood was just a little bit shinier. But, you know, beggars can't be choosers, all of that. I think that will do. I think that's pretty good. So I'll wait for that to dry. Might work on some teeny tiny coffins in the meantime. These are going to be little coffin studs. Just wondering if I might put something on the front of them. But that is a later problem. For now, I'm going to wait for this to dry, and then I'll come back and I might pre-drill these holes so that you don't have to sit through that, because that will involve my Ozito probably, or maybe my teeny tiny little handheld hand drill, whatever it's called. Hand drill, Kristen, hand drill, to get these done. And then, yeah, come back and put it all together. Cool. All right, so you'll be grateful. I went ahead and did all the jump rings off camera, as well as the drilling of the holes, and I put a really quick coating over this one, even though these are just the prototypes, which I'm glad. I've learnt a lot here. So the last step that I've got is just popping on the hooks. Gosh, those jump rings just did not want to go in today. Had a lot of problems with jump rings today. A lot of breakages actually. So there's one, and then number 2. All right, so we've got the 2 little daggers, knives. Push them up a bit more. All completed with the blood drops down the bottom. Now, as I said, this is a prototype, so it was a bit rushed. They're already a bit beaten up. So a lot more care would be taken with these in finessing them. So what do I like about them? I like the idea. I'm not so keen on these blood drops though. I don't know. One could be just like a chain link that comes down with the blood drops coming off the side of it, and then you could kind of have a couple of them coming down. As I've got them here on the jump rings, 1, the jump rings kind of detract from what's happening here. 2, I can only have 2 in order to make sure that they're not too long. I like the blood effect on the blade, and because that's a really dark red, I would probably go with a different shade of red just to match that better. I think I would go with, it's going to take me ages to find it now. I've got like a metallic red. Oh no, it's more of a pink. Boo. Okay. So yeah, no, maybe I might just make those red instead. Or the other option would be to have the daggers just on their own, which I don't know. There's a few things to think about here. But yeah, other than that, the shape and stuff, I really like that. I don't know. I'm kind of leaning towards just the daggers on their own without the blood drops, as much as I like that idea. But either way, I've got myself a nifty little pair of, you can see, so rushed. Look at that at the back. This one's better. But yeah, a nifty little pair of earrings for myself anyway, and some ideas of what to work with from there on those ones. Cool.